hearing on the 2016 Maine Township High School District 207 tax levy. Ginny, would you take the roll?
Leslie? Here. Childers? Here. Collins? Here. Lee? Here. McGrath? Here. Sullivan? Owen?
Here. I'm going to turn it over to Mary at this point. For the purpose of this.
The purpose of tonight's hearing is to give members of the community an opportunity to comment on our 2016 property tax levy. The 2016 property tax levy was limited under the property tax extension limitation law to a 0.7% increase, which is about $14 on a $8,000 tax bill. The levy was adopted in tentative form by the board in November. The levy amounts were published in the paper on November 25th, and if passed this evening, the levy will be filed with the county clerk by the last Tuesday in December. So with that, I'll take any comments that any of the board members or community has on the 2016 property tax levy.
Are there any comments from the board or from anyone present? Okay. Hearing none. Can I have a motion to adjourn the public hearing? Second.
Bessler? Aye. Childers?
Aye.
Collins?
Aye.
Lee?
Aye.
McGrath? Aye. Sullivan? Owen?
Aye. Okay, that wraps up the public hearing. Now I'd like to call to order the regular board meeting of December 5th. If you'll join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bessler? Here. Childers? Here. Lee? Here. Collins? Here. McGrath? Here. Sullivan? Owen?
Here. Okay, we're going to start with 207's Best. This month it is for fine and performing arts. And we will start, I believe, with Jenny West.
I am very happy to introduce to you Stefanos Georgia Fentis. Stefanos, please stand up. Your little brother looks exactly like you. What's your little brother's name?
Christo.
Christo, stand up a second. Didn't mean to embarrass you, but we are here to honor Stefanos. He is an amazing kid in the fine and performing arts area. He's taken classes, Art 1, Art 2, Design Materials 1, Design Materials 2, to digital imaging, and every one of his teachers have talked about his awesome personality, how he's always happy. He walks into the classroom ready to learn, walks into the classroom happy. I've seen him in school as early as 7 a.m. and as late as 10:30 p.m. and he is just as happy in the morning as he is at night. He makes things work in our theater. He's the behind-the-scenes guy in our tech theater, and if the sound is off, if the lights are off, if the design is off, Stefanos is there running around making sure it happens. If you're in the middle of a show and you see a youngster running across the entire auditorium to get to the stage or to get back up to the sound booth, it's almost always him making sure that things are right. His teachers rave about his performance both in the classroom and in the theater. Mr. Paler said he had Stefano in class and said, Stefano has grown tremendously and continuously across the board in and out of the classroom. His work and dedication at shining the spotlight on and in support of others really needs to be recognized. So he's not interested in saying, this is all about me. He's always making sure everybody else looks great. He does not focus on himself. He cares to make sure that others are doing well, and this is noticeable in the many lives he has touched. Mr. Regalato, his digital imaging teacher, says, although I've only known him a short time this year, I've discovered that he's been very involved in the fine arts for the past 4 years. He's a proud member of the crew all 4 years, and is the drama club vice president. He's taken 4 years of art as well. Stefano is a rare student who has learned and become adept at the operations behind the scenes in the theater. Not everybody knows what goes into a production, but Stefanos absolutely does and can tell you inside and out how a production works. whether he's building a set or designing the audio or the lighting plots. His knowledge is unmatched, and we really appreciate all the work he put into the theater and the time that you put. When I mentioned the idea of time to Stefano, he said, yeah, I'm always at school, which is true, and he smiles about it. So it's a good thing and in a great way. And Miss Jacobs says Stefano has only been out in front of the curtain a few times, but he is wonderful behind the scenes. I know Orchesis would not have run as smoothly the past 3 years without him. So he's well liked by students and staff alike. His smile and energizing personality is awesome, and we couldn't do what we do in our tech community without him. So he is our 207's best for this month. If you would, please introduce who is with you here tonight.
Yeah, I have my dad, my mom, and my little brother with me
Awesome.
tonight.
And what are your plans next year?
I'm planning on going to Oakland next year, pursuing tech theater. Yeah.
And what do you think as a career? Something in tech theater?
Yeah.
Very good. Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Mays.
Hi, everybody. I am very pleased to introduce to you Olivia Tran. So I've gotten to know Olivia really well in the last 2.5 years. She's been a member of my principal student leadership team. She's co-president this year. And she is basically in the last 2 years really become one of only about 2 or 3 what I consider to be go-to students in the school. It just seems like Olivia can do just about anything, and it's like no big deal. The standard thing, if I ask her if we have something's done, she's like, I'm on it. She's got an amazing positive demeanor, can-do attitude. Students and staff alike just have so much respect for her. The terms that I hear repeatedly by all of her teachers are responsible, mature, outgoing, intelligent, hardworking, independent, inventive. She's in a number of leadership positions in the school. She was sophomore class president, co-president for the leadership team, co-captain soccer and Scholastic Bowl, station manager at WMTH TV. She's been in Spanish club and is a senior leader for our PE classes. And she also volunteers time to Florida After School as a tutor. But wait, there's more. She's also a member of the National Honor Society math team, Charitable Giving Club, Rotary, Maine Historical Society. She's a chorus member in several of the all-school musicals. And she's also taken an internship class this year so that she can get some real hands-on experience with physical therapy, which is at this point, I think, her plan after graduation. But the reason she's here is really about her broadcasting achievement and prowess. I think Olivia just takes a really, really complex set of skills and makes it look so incredibly easy in terms of the palette that we use to edit videos, video broadcasting. I think she's innately talented. Phil Ash, who just walked in here a minute ago, is our teacher. He's gotten to work with her for the past 4 years. And he wrote the following. He said, over the past 4 years, Olivia has developed a gift for storytelling, which is clearly evident in all of her work, regardless of topic, genre, or style. Olivia has produced a diverse media portfolio that includes dramatic narratives, news packages, public service announcements, movie trailers, and music videos, each of which demands skillful writing, cinematography, and editing. She's well-versed in all 3 of these skills and has the instinctual knowledge necessary to make what is written on the page come to life both behind the camera and in front of an editing program. Her talents have not gone unnoticed by others, including her peers, teachers, and administrators. For the past 3 years, Olivia has served on principal student leadership team, has been placed in charge of producing public service announcements for potential school-wide fundraising projects, and this year has taken over producing Maine's quarterly ARCode videos, serve as school-wide lessons for the positive behavior interventions and supports program. He goes on to tell a little bit about a student that was identified by members of the leadership team last school year who, within the first 2 or 3 days of school, was diagnosed with leukemia. And he was not able to attend school at all last year. But but throughout the year, Olivia and some of her posse sort of worked to collect video footage of just kind of significant events throughout the school year. And she put together a really, really nice 4.5-minute video that was, you know, kind of the condensed version for this student. You know, about we miss you, we'd like you to be here, and it was just really well done. Last thing I want to share with you is something I got when I said, hey, tell me some things I don't know about Olivia. So her AP Bio teacher, Julie Pardun, shared the following experience that really talks about Olivia's commitment as a student. Time, 9th period. Date, the Thursday after the Cubs won the World Series and the day before the unsanctioned Friday departure to the Cubs rally. Setting, last blast of the day, 8B9. All seniors, all but a handful making metro arrangements and coordinating meeting times on their smartphones during the teacher's formal observation period. All of this prior to the final bell at 3:15 would mark the arrival of their unauthorized 3-day weekend. What this all has to do with Olivia. Olivia was not only one of only a small handful of seniors to attend school on that Friday, but she came in after having worked for hours after school that Thursday night with the most beautiful project for AP Biology that I've ever seen. Olivia and her learning team had gone out of their way to obtain materials from a craft store, constructed a 3D model for cellular transport with the theme of Finding Dory. What a joy to be able to have the model she and her teammates created as an exemplar for other students in the future. It's a beautiful example of dedication, commitment, and leadership. This is what distinguishes Olivia from the majority. She's a shining star. Olivia's great. She's going to do really well wherever she goes. She's going to, I think, make her parents proud. She'll make herself very proud, and certainly I am proud that she is from Maine East. So, congratulations. Who's here with you?
I'm here with my mom and Mr. Ash, my wonderful Phil teacher.
And which plan next year, you know?
I do not know what school I'm going to, but I would like to pursue a career in physical therapy, and I would like to keep going with my film hobby, whether it's a minor or just extracurricular.
Right.
Next up from Maine South, Sean.
I'd like to introduce Katie Daler, who's in the back there. Katie. Katie, like our other honorees, is one of those people who are just in the building all the time. What are you doing for the V show now, too?
Yeah.
What are you working on?
Trunk and then 3 acts.
Okay, so 3 acts in the trunk also, in addition to everything I'm about to tell you about today. So, being a participant in 25 different athletic organizations, clubs, and/or activities over the last 4 years, maintaining a full AP course load, acting in theater productions, and performing in every musical ensemble we offer, makes Katie Daler not only 207's best for fine and performing arts, but one of Maine South's best, period. She's a member of our band, orchestra, choir, vocal jazz, drumline, and a cappella. Beyond performing in these ensembles, she's also a leader holding the positions of a cappella section leader, percussion section leader, vice president of Triad Music Honorary, secretary of the Thespian Society, captain of the speech team, and section leader of the chamber orchestra, chamber choir. Throughout her years at Maine South, Katie has been rewarded for her supreme talent and effort by being selected as Student of the Month for many classes such as percussion techniques, choir, and AP English. She also received multiple scholarships to attend the Birch Creek Percussion and Symphony sessions in Door County, Wisconsin. During the month-long prestigious camp, she performed in a dozen concerts with other elite high school musicians and professionals. She was also recognized for her talents by being selected as a member of the ILMEA District 7 Band, Choir, and Vocal Jazz Ensembles for 2 years. This is a huge accomplishment to make just one of these groups, but to be at the highest level for all 3 different disciplines is remarkable. Her teachers have seen her talents and confidence grow over the past 4 years. Ensembles under the superior leadership of Katie were able to make pinnacle shifts and are now productive, disciplined, and positive teams. She accomplishes these transformations of her peers by being mature beyond her years and by positively supporting their efforts. In booster meetings and parent conferences, multiple underclassmen parents have stated how much their sons and daughters look up to Katie due to her musical talents and her ability to lead and inspire others. They couldn't have picked a better role model at Maine South. Katie's an extremely proficient percussionist, performing a collegiate level of musical repertoire. Faculty members in the Fine Arts Department and music directors of local churches have learned that Katie is the go-to gal when they need a percussionist on their concert. They know they can trust her to be on time, prepared, and they know she can perform at a high level. In addition, she has a great attitude while volunteering her time. Beyond her musical talents, Katie is a simply wonderful person. She's thoughtful and caring to everyone around her. Everybody wants to work with her and be on her team. She's also pleased and honored to be, we are so pleased to honor and recognize Katie Daler as 207's best for fine and performing arts. About Katie personally, she is one of those people who are constantly in the building, and we run into each other from time to time. And she's one of the most pleasant people you will ever meet. And kudos to those two individuals with you this evening, Mom and Dad, who are also two model parents at Maine South. And so if I had every parent and every student at Maine South be like your family, I would have died and gone to heaven. So again, she's out there, works so hard, and we're so proud of her. Katie, will you introduce Mom and Dad and let us know what you're thinking about for next year?
Yeah, so that's Mom and Dad, and then Mr. Hutter's here as well, my band director. Next year, I don't know where I'm going to go, but I plan to study sociology and economics.
Wonderful achievements by all the students. Thank you again. Thank you parents for all that you do to support them. We have one more award we want to give out tonight. That's the superintendent's award. Two more.
Okay, so thank you, and we'll hold the students of the month just for a couple of minutes, but I want to recognize a couple of outstanding teachers tonight. Last week we were notified that we were one of 10 districts around the world that's going to be featured by Google, actually has been featured by Google as for an impact portrait district for innovative things. Everything that we do as a district in District 207 is really driven by the incredible educators that we've got, our teachers, our coaches, and tonight we're going to recognize two of those outstanding educators. In fact, in our audience tonight, we have a room really full of outstanding educators across the board. We're going to highlight two of them tonight. And the first one is from Maine West High School, and that's Mr. Eric McNeil. Eric, would you stand up? Eric has just been named the Illinois Association for Health, Recreation, and Dance Teacher of the Year for the state of Illinois, representing Maine West High School. I have heard, if you want to say the acronym, but I thought I'd say it all out so everyone could understand it. Eric is a pros pro. He really exemplifies, when you hear the term master teacher, teacher leader, Eric really exemplifies those things. And I know his principal, Dr. Haugen's here. I don't know, Audrey, if you want to add anything to that, but everyone that describes Eric would say he is really a pros pro teacher. And we've got outstanding, there isn't a department in this district that doesn't have exemplary teachers, and it's just really nice that on a state level, one of ours is recognized in physical education.
Absolutely. And Eric has managed to stay cutting edge in the area of technology. He presents often as a teacher leader using technology in a PE classroom, and his sessions are always booked, people waiting outside the door to get into his sessions. He was also recognized locally as Illinois Teacher of the Year, or it's local and then also then for the state, which is incredible. And he's responsible for growing leaders in our school. He runs the leader program for the students who then become leaders out in the real world. So kudos to Eric, he's amazing.
So that aspect of teachers leading teacher, Eric really exemplifies that, and that's one of the things we put a premium on in District 207. Is really growing capacity within teachers so that we don't have to go 100 miles away and hire an expert. We have the expertise with our outstanding teaching staff here in the building. So Eric, come on up. I've got a superintendent's award for you. I think Mr. Perry would like to get a picture here. Grab that. Okay. Thank you so much. And the next person, I've been in District 207 12 years, and in that time we won 4 state championships in football at the 8A level. And I've gotten to see just some remarkable things along the way. I think, was it the 2010 game at Loyola that we won at Loyola that was just like the epic game of maybe the best high school game ever played in Illinois. But this year's run to the state championship by these young men and under the supervision of Coach Sarah is perhaps one of the most remarkable things that I've seen since I've been here. And what I appreciated as much as anything is that Coach Sarah really tied the journey of the football team to what we're doing academically, introducing the concept of retakes. There's this notion that, well, you don't get second chances, but in fact, the football team demonstrated in a very, very concrete way that in fact, sometimes you do get a retake, you do get a do-over. And you know, they had a couple of bumps in the road during the season. I heard Mr. and Sarah, Coach and Sarah talk Saturday about this. A lot of teams could have cashed it in, could have said, you know, well, we've got 3 losses, we're done. But this team, and good, this is a tribute to great coaching. And I told Dave this, and I really mean it. Dave is he's going to go down as one of the all-time great coaches in the history of Illinois football. About that, there's no question. The job that he did this year as a head coach and his staff may be the best coaching job I think he's ever done, and that's saying something. But I think it's a real reflection on Dave as a person, the amount of growth that he's had as a coach, and really applying lessons to our great football players that translate right back into the classroom and give a tangible example of what it means to make a mistake, to learn from that mistake, to overcome that mistake and overcome the odds, and culminate in what, guys, there was no doubt Saturday night who the best team on that field was. That was no fluke. There was nothing fluky about that. The best team that you played all year, you played your very best game. And that is great coaching. So Dave, Coach and Sarah, I'm going to award you a superintendent's award tonight. I know you've got some people with you, and you brought a nice piece of hardware here. I hear you guys are treating this like the Stanley Cup, so let's make sure that does at some point end up in the trophy case in one semblance of a piece. I know we can always super move things back together, but Coach, why don't you introduce some of the guys with you tonight, and then we'll give you an award here in just a second.
Brought 5 of our 6 captains, defensive tackle Emmett Zima, linebacker Mike Pusateri, quarterback Nick Leungus, everything, Sean McNulty, and right guard Jack Farragher. Kevin Jarvis couldn't be here because his Michigan State head coach is visiting his home tonight. So.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, stay up for a minute, Dave. And so, again, Dave's been with us a long time and has done everything that a head coach in the state of Illinois can do. And there are 99.99% of head coaches would give their left ear to do just a tenth of what you've been able to do. So what you've been able to do with the team, and football is the ultimate team sport, it's just been remarkable. So Dave, I want to award you with the Superintendent's Award for an outstanding job this year. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much. Smartest right. I'm kidding. Good job. You can kick a little bit. Channeling my meter. Pat McAfee.
Thank you all for coming. I think it's a great example today where we have a wonderful sport experience and a wonderful discussion of arts and another aspect of what goes on in District 207. It's a great combination. Thank you for coming. This is your chance to actually exit the meeting. Welcome to stay, but there's an opportunity for you to go outside with your parents, students, and have a photo taken, so we'd like to take advantage of that.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck, guys. Good job.
Congratulations. Don't they have to stay, Mr. Messer, don't they stay for the rest of the meeting? Stay for the rest of the meeting. All right. We'll take care of it. I got stuck by train. It shouldn't be too bad. Congratulations. It was fantastic.
Congratulations. Hi. Nice to meet you.
Good job, guys.
He brought my son Bobby too.
Oh my gosh, you're coming in here for pictures, okay? And you're welcome. Yeah, parents this way.
Thank you.
Come on this way.
Thank you, you too.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome.
I'm sorry I'm calling you up.
You're gonna have me and I looked at you and I thought
Is there an update from the superintendent?
You know, I think I gave you the update of the impact portraits I've sent to the board, and those have been published out on social media. But again, that's just a nice recognition of the work that the district's doing, and I'm very proud of that. So we share more of that, but that's everything from me.
Okay. Are there any public comments? No? Updates from board members? Any updates? Okay. Then we'll go ahead to finance committee update. Sean?
Finance Committee met December 1st, 2016, at 5 p.m. All 20 members were present. We discussed two items to address the 2016 tax levy, which was presented to the second item is the proposed bond sale. Committee members decided by 2 to 1 to approve a top parameter of the bond sale of 4.25%. And the escrow resolution was reviewed and discussed. Directing escrow funds for the refunding portion of the bond. The committee recommended without objection to advance the 2016 tax levy, as well as bond sale with recommendation for approval to the full board to meeting adjourned at 5:19 no further business.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to monthly status of finances. Mary?
In your board packet is the October financial report. Both revenue and expenditures are in line with budget and very similar to previous years. I do want to point out that we still have not received, and as of today, our first quarterly payment from the state for both special education and transportation. Both are referred to as mandated categoricals. We don't anticipate receiving that payment anytime soon. So, you know, the state continues to be behind. But other than that, the property tax revenues, and you can see that's consistent with previous years, which is why our percentage isn't out of balance with previous years.
Will the change in Illinois comptroller today make a difference?
Nope.
In order of payment of bills or anything?
They cannot pay what they do not have.
Okay, it truly is.
It's not a choice, it's not the controller.
You mean your lemon squeezing machine?
Okay, I'm gonna jump, that was wishful thinking. Okay. Yeah. So, we're hoping that, so general state aid is one payment universally paid by the state that they do not delay. So we are hoping that with the change in the comptroller, that doesn't change, because there are many school districts that are very reliant on that payment to pay their bills. We're fortunate that we are not one of them, but it would be detrimental. So I will entertain any other questions that people have on the October financial report.
Okay. I don't know if we have anything for instructional services. I know Barb isn't here. Okay. Okay, anything other items for you?
Monthly update on
FOIA
FOIA.
requests.
We've got 3 requests that have all been processed.
Okay. Could I have a motion on the consent agenda items? Yes, so motion on the consent agenda, let's say items B through F.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Will we take the roll on this? Second. Okay. Bessler?
Childers.
Aye.
Collins.
Aye.
Lee. McGrath. Sullivan. Owen.
Aye. Could we have a motion on item 7A, minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Is that all three sets?
It's all three sets, unless someone wants to break it out. So it's a motion on, yeah. And there was a second? Okay. Any, go ahead and take the roll.
Sullivan. McGrath.
Abstain.
Lee. Collins.
Aye.
Childers.
My understanding is even if you weren't there, you can't vote. So, aye.
Okay. Bessler. And Owen.
Aye. Okay, could I have a motion on item 8, Board of Education Policies and Procedures, second reading?
So moved. Second.
Okay, Greg, I know we've gone over this.
Yeah, real quickly, we have 3 policies up for revision at its second reading. They've gone through the policy committee, first reading, and now a second reading. All 3 of these policies are being changed in responses to new state laws. And specifically, the 2 residency policies need to be in place by January 1st. These were written by our attorneys at Francis because press has not yet come up with a model policy, even though everybody has to have one in place by January 1st. And then the last one, suicide and depression, is another state law that requires us to have a policy in place. We've had all these programs and procedures in place at the building level for years. This is an actual policy that just kind of spells those things out.
And the document, the policies that you've given us show what changes have been made since the last time you saw this.
Yeah, except the exception of 6540, which is all of the language is new, because it's a brand new policy.
Effective 10.
Well, the one is required to be in place, but the others are
The
effective.
suicide and depression one will be effective as soon as you approve it.
Actually, they'll all be.
They all-
True, we're just gonna be ahead of that.
Any other questions? Take the roll.
Lee. Childers. Sullivan. McGrath. Bessler. Collins. And Owen.
Aye. Could I have a motion on item 9, this is the 2016 tax levy?
So moved. Recommend that the Board of Education adopt a resolution providing for the wage taxes for the Board of Education for 2016 in $115,201,966. The Board of Education certifies tax or special education programs / purposes, and the Board of Education certifies the applicability of the Truth in Taxation Act.
Second? Okay. Any questions or comments? No? Would you take the roll on that?
Sullivan. McGrath. Collins.
Aye.
Childers. Lee. Bessler. Owen.
Aye. Could I have a motion on item 10, resolutions on bond parameters?
Can we split those?
Yes. Number 1 is the issuance of bonds not to exceed $11.8 million. Motion on that? Second?
I'll second.
Would you mind reading that recommendation? It's, right under 10.
I move that the Board of Education adopts a resolution providing for the issue of not to exceed $11,800,000 general obligation limited school bonds of the district for the purpose of increasing the working capital fund of the district, refunding certain outstanding amounts of the district, providing the levy of a direct annual tax to pay the principal and interest on the bonds, and authorizing the sale of bonds to purchaser thereof.
Would you mind, Mary, discussing this?
I don't mind at all. So with this parameter resolution, it authorizes the district to issue $9.8 million, not to exceed amount of new bonds. And then to refund not to exceed $2 million. The $2 million will float in terms of the dollar amount based on the interest rate we receive tomorrow morning. I'm happy to announce that interest rate, since I updated the Finance Committee on Thursday, have improved. So we are hopeful that that improvement will continue for our sale tomorrow. and that will get, while rates have certainly gone up, we'll get a better rate than we were looking at even on Thursday. Also, with this parameter, we made a change to page 21, which then sets a cap of the true interest cost at 4.25%. So tomorrow, the purchaser of the bonds may bid coupons that range from 0 to 5%, but that true interest cost during the duration of the bonds can't exceed 4.25%. This parameter resolution sets the parameters for the sale. Then the actual sale will occur tomorrow and close on December 22nd. So this is the authorization really to approve the entire bond sale, so long as that sale falls into the parameters established in this resolution.
So that means that interest rate can't change, right?
That it's a not to exceed. So let's say the interest rate tomorrow, when they do the public bid, comes in at 3.5. We can approve that because it's less than 4.25.
Right.
Let's say for some, so overnight something catastrophic happens and the bids come in with a true interest cost of 4.5, we would reject all of those offers on the bond sale.
But for the life of the bond, it's.
For the life of the bond, any individual
interest.
coupon in any year can vary,
Okay.
but the true interest cost on average for the entire life of the bond can not exceed 4.25%.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, Judy, would you take the roll on item 1, issuance of bonds?
Gessler. Aye. Collins. Aye. Lee.
Aye.
McGrath.
Aye.
Childers.
No.
Sullivan.
No.
Owen.
Aye. Okay, could I have a motion on item 10.2, escrow agreement, not to exceed $2 million?
So moved.
Is there a second? Again, would you?
Okay, this resolution, as we are doing a refunding, the proceeds from that refunding are deposited into an escrow account invested. So this resolution sets forth the establishment of that escrow account. There are certain pieces in here, particularly the investing of the escrow account, that are left blank until we have the funds, so that we can figure out how much funds are in the escrow account for the escrow agent to invest. We got several quotes in determining who the escrow agent would be, and Zion Bank was the lowest quote that we received. So that is why in the resolution you see Zion Bank. So this is really a legal resolution that provides for the establishment of the escrow and then sets the parameters for the investment of those escrow funds.
Any questions, comments? Okay. Hearing none, Ginny, would you take the roll?
McGrath. Aye. Lee. Collins. Aye. Gessler. Aye. Sullivan.
Aye.
Childers.
No.
Owen.
Aye. Okay. Could I have a motion on item 11, proposal for new club, computer science club at Maine South?
So moved.
Okay. Would you like to talk about this at all?
Sure, it's a growing area in the building. More and more students are very interested in programming and coding, and so this will offer them an official outlet to do some of those things. And so you may have seen our hackathon and things like that, Character Journal. This will be the club that carries on that tradition, helps out the club.
I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been one.
That's what I thought when I read
Yeah,
it.
it's mostly been through the class, and they were kind of unofficially getting together, so now they officially want to declare themselves a club.
They have a sponsor.
Yep.
So we're not financially sponsoring them X amount of money?
All our clubs raise all their own funds for to sustain themselves.
Any questions or comments? Okay. Judy, would you take the roll?
Gessler. Childers.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
McGrath. Aye. Sullivan. Collins.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye. Could I have a motion on item 12, reduction of facility fees for MPW Tutoring Center at Maine East and West?
I so move.
I'll second.
Okay. I cannot think this is just something, this is a new item
No, it's
to this year. Oh, it is, but Maine South is not. Okay.
Yeah, we have a separate.
Okay.
Yeah, the same thing we do every year.
But SAT they're doing.
Yeah.
As opposed to the ACT they're doing. So no changes there. Okay. Any questions or comments? Okay, will you take the roll?
Childers.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
McGrath.
Aye.
Bessler. Collins. Sullivan. Owen.
Aye. We have a motion on item 13. We can do 13A and B, assuming this is a reason to change it. for one out. So on textbooks.
I'll move both, 13A and B.
Sorry. This is just to, Jason, this is, we've already looked at this, it's already been presented.
This is for the English 101 course that we've been trying to get and promoting for 12 years. We're finally going to write this year. It's only taken 12 years to get the most commonly taught dual credit course in America here in the country.
And it's gonna go across all 3 schools?
It will end up being across all 3 schools. We're going to pilot it this spring, but we'll have it very soon. And just so the board, and we've mentioned this before, but we have an agreement with Oakton to develop what we're calling the Core 15, so that literally 90% of our kids, we believe, can get a minimum of 15 college credits before they leave us. I actually think we're going to have a bunch of kids that can even do 30. And there's a lot of research on getting kids those credits that then can travel out to Illinois colleges and universities in terms of then having them complete. So this is a key piece of the puzzle. We're also working with Oakton to develop a very wide access math class, a Math 125 class. We've got like differential equations, but those are a very select group of math students that take those, are like our Calc, A, B, and BC kids. The Math 125 will help the kid that wants to study sociology or psychology get a math credit out of the way. So we're on our way to hopefully really improving the outcomes for our kids.
Now, is that on this list here? Sorry.
It's the advanced or composition.
I know, I'm familiar with these having come up before, and I know that one did too, but I'm not sure it's on here. What we're talking about. This is the. These are the title changes.
Right.
Yeah. There's title changes.
The books for 13A are for the composition class. It's also going to be our dual credit 101 course.
Right, but there's all these books? No, is this all the books are for that one?
With one exception.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's a response to a text that's been, a similar text from the same series that's been really successful for some of our students to access Shakespeare.
Okay.
So since we were bringing these other books from the English MCC, they wanted to bring that so they could begin to use it second semester also and be flexible in response to instructional materials.
Okay. Questions or comments?
Yes. Ken, is this tied in with the change in administration there because they have a new president? Is there a new direction?
It's maybe a little bit. It's also, I think it's a convergence of just what's happening at the higher ed level. There was a report in 2013 and a consortium of states that really started looking at outcomes of higher ed, and so the whole conversation of higher ed is changing a little bit. But yes, it's certainly a little bit related to that, I'd say.
Thank you.
And just continuing to,
Water on a rock?
yes, a rock on a rock in my case.
Okay. Would you take the roll, please?
Sullivan.
Aye.
Collins.
Aye.
McGrath.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Bessler.
Aye.
Childers.
Aye.
Owen.
Aye. Okay, calendar items, does anyone have anything to add, or?
So we have a finance committee meeting that is scheduled for December 15th at 5 p.m.
And what's on the agenda? PTAB?
The annual PTAB update, annual TIF update, the Maine South yearbook.
That's okay.
The scrimp update.
That's it.
There might be one more, but I'm not positive.
That's, yeah, I was trying to remember.
We're gonna also try to squeeze in a policy committee meeting, so I will be in contact with Margaret to check her schedule, and then we'll check with Mary and Sean too, to see if we can possibly get one in before the holidays. If not, that's fine. We can do it, in early January.
Before the January meeting?
Possibly,
Okay, I would
but I
be-
didn't,
I would
I don't
be
expect it.
out of the area for 3 weeks.
Okay. When do you leave?
15th through the 16th through the 5th.
Are there any communications or public comments? Okay. Yes.
I might have been reading the minutes from last month. Was there something about disposal of a car? There was.
This month,
This
it was
month,
a
yeah.
car from Auto Lab.
Friday notes, so
where is it?
So by board policy, the board has to be notified of any disposal, and then you have 30 days to bring forward a request to discuss it at a board meeting.
Oh, okay.
So we wait 30 days, so if the board wished to, at any point in the next, what do we have, 21 or 23 days left, we would put it on the January agenda.
Okay, can I have a motion?
Friday.
It's only Friday notes, wasn't it? Yeah, I was up Friday notes.
I asked about public comments one more time. Can I have a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of reviewing closed session minutes and discussion of probable imminent or pending litigation?
So moved.
Take the roll, please. Lee?
Aye.
Childers? Aye. Bessler? Sullivan? Collins? McGrath? Owen? Aye. Okay. Motion to return to open session.
So moved.
Take the roll, please. Lee?
Aye.
Bessler? Sullivan?
Aye.
McGrath? Collins? Childers? Owen? Aye. Can I have a motion on item 18, personnel actions?
So moved.
Any questions or comments? None? Okay, just take the roll, please. Bessler? Childers? Collins? Lee?
Aye.
McGrath? Sullivan? Owen? Aye. I don't believe there's any other items. So can I have a motion on other business, approval of closed session minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Take the roll, please. Sullivan? McGrath?
Abstain.
Lee?
Aye.
Collins? Childers?
Stay.
Bessler? Owen? Aye. Okay, could I have a motion to adjourn?
So,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you, we are adjourned.